Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. Listen, I am Bernice of Loman Creative Services, where we are the one stop shop for branding, marketing, and tech. And speaking of tech, I wanted to propose this great discussion on today or tonight, whichever time you're watching, about AR, and not just AR, but specifically AR when it comes to business, small business. And so I invited an expert to have this conversation with me, and it is Rex. You see Rex Gatelin, and he's the founder of XREC. Gaming. And so, listen, welcome, Rex. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation.
Pleasure to be here. Glad to be a part of this very important conversation.
Yeah, I was watching some great things that you are doing, you and your brother, and I met you also in VR, and so that
Yes.
was awesome. And so we've been in some places together in virtual reality, and so I'm used to or accustomed to virtual reality. I know of AR, but I wanted to bring on actually the expert to talk about um, AR as it relates to small business, for those who don't know what AR is, and those who are watching right now or even catching a replay to have this conversation. Like, really, what is AR? So, before we dive into the definition, tell people who's Rex and what is XREC Gaming.
Yes. So Rex Gatling here, based out of New York City, founder of Exact Gaming, where our focus is on building apps specifically for augmented and mixed reality from both headsets and as well as glasses. Been working in this for about 5 to 6 years now. Started in virtual reality, building apps for the Meta Quest back when it was Oculus Quest, and really was we kind of morphed now to where we're building apps specifically for augmented reality glasses like Magic Leap, X Real glasses. Um, our focus is on building applications for both consumer and as well as small business. We've now moved towards helping small business like transition what they do in the real world and transition it to augmented and mixed reality.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that, because a lot of times, and we said this offline, we don't see as much of the dialogue and the conversation about AR. And so you guys just heard who he is and the great things that his company does. And I just wanted to merge that, who you are as a developer, as well as the audience that are small business owners, understanding what AR is and how it can be applied to business. Because let's be honest and real, technology is not going anywhere. It is rapidly forming, developing. I'm always seeing something new. Just saw Apple's event yesterday. There's more products that's being developed, and you have Meta, who's just opened up this amazing platform with other developers. I mean, it's just always rapidly growing and expanding. But then you have small businesses that, I mean, have no clue of how fast is rapidly happening and how their business will be impacted. Um, I think of even back then, 2020, just recent 2020, 4 years ago, prior to the pandemic, businesses were slowly trying to get online and slowly getting their websites and things. And then the pandemic happened, and boom, a lot of businesses who weren't equipped with their customers online, I mean, they were suffering.
The
And
world
so
changed.
I see
The
that,
world changed.
yeah, I see this exactly as how fast technology is rapidly happening. You have literally wearables that I'm seeing is fastly developing. And when I wear my AI glasses, people are like, what is that? So I know the knowledge needs to be there. Um,
Yes.
so here we are, here we are. And I just wanted to have that dialogue and that conversation of what is AR. So explain to people that are watching what is AR.
Yes. So augmented reality is where you take a digital display and overlay it in the environment around you. Excuse me. So so like any piece of content that you have, like a movie or even like a social media post that you would see on your phone, you can now overlay it in the world around you. Where now it's fully immersive. You could use your hands to touch the content, be able to interact with the content, the same as if the content is like right in front of you. That's the future of where content is going, and how your customer will interact with that content will be out in the world around you. Besides it being limited to just being on the phone.
Oh, wow. Okay, great. So listen, those who are watching, I see you guys are also watching from IG. If you have any questions, like this is a moment where you can literally ask the questions in the comment. What do you have? What questions you have as it relates to AR? I know one of them that I have that I'm seeing. I'm following technology, Rex, and we are rapidly approaching where the phones will not be a necessity. Like we often have phones, but I'm literally seeing with the VR headsets and of course Apple Vision Pro that recently came out, and then you have these AI glasses, these augmented reality. You have all of this, the VR. I'm really seeing where we're going to rely totally on wearables, our glasses. So, and even contacts, like that's haven't been advertised as much, but I have seen that contacts were something that
Yes.
I think there was a company that had a patent for that. I don't remember the name of that company, but I literally can see that we're headed there. So my question is, how fast you think it will be a reality where the phones will be obsolete?
Well, it's going to take some time for that to happen.
Hmm.
What really needs to happen first is that we need to make the device available enough, similar to like a phone, because right now we're kind of at the stage of like where the brick phone was, where it was kind of a novelty from the standpoint of everyone wasn't able to get it unless you were ready to pay on an average of $500 to $700 to buy the phone of that day. We have to get the devices to where it's widely available and make them smaller, from the standpoint of from the particularly glasses, because right now a lot of people are saying I won't be walking around with glasses on all day, which also it comes down to how can glasses do the same thing that my phone does, but more efficiently. And I think companies like Apple, companies like Meta, and a few other companies out there, that's what they're spending most of their capital on, to make the devices both durable and also make them affordable. So my guess would be we're in a stage of where it's in the beginning stages. So I would say around
Yes,
2026 is when you probably would start seeing it really catch traction to where the
yes.
devices become more available.
I mean, even that's 2 years. Like that's rapidly happening. Even that 2 years. Um, so hi Warren, I see you joined in from IG. How I see your projections are um 2 years. How can small businesses prepare now?
Yes.
That would be my question.
So businesses can prepare now by Yes, so businesses can prepare now by working with the devices that are currently in the market today, because many of these glasses that you see today that are in augmented reality isn't the finished product. This is the most cost effective solution that they have today. So I would say, as a small business owner, work with companies like Magic Leap, which I have the Magic Leap glasses right here. These are the Magic Leap augmented reality glasses right here. This is like these glasses are specific to enterprise, and I would also say work with companies like X Real, the X Real glasses, which are durable glasses, just like sunshades. Um, I would say work with those companies specifically because of the availability, and also that they really picked up as far as with making these devices better and better. So I would say don't wait until the product is perfect. Wait till really start working on it as like with where the product is today, and you'll be way ahead of the game because because believe me, a lot of what you're seeing today isn't the finished product.
Yes.
It's still in the stages of beta stages. It's still in the stage of let's see if we have a market first. So I would say work with what's available today, and believe me, your business will be in the right position.
Thank you for that. And as you were talking and touched on it, you touched on it briefly, just as the phones, the phones when they were first developing and approaching the market, the same concept. I see that as the same concept, looking for the market for it, who would purchase at that cost, the testing stage, that's any product. But I can see even with the sales, there are tons of people that have purchased headsets, VR
Yes,
headsets, and it skyrocketed when Meta Quest when Meta even dropped down the cost for the Meta Quest 2. So, man, we're here. We're here,
yeah,
and um this is why I do this, to bring on other experts that are the expert in that field. They're the subject matter for that particular topic. Like you are a AR developer, app developer, and I think uh, this is what this is what I see. I see that a lot of times small business owners are usually the last groups to develop or at least get the knowledge of new technology. And this is why I wanted to make sure that, we're having this dialogue and this conversation, because we're here. We are here. I'm often in tech spaces, and I'm often meeting someone who's either developing an app or they're using an app. They're app users. And you guys who are also
mhm,
watching, I'm sure you use some form, you're using an application. And what I'm finding now, and I know you can, attest to this, Rex, is even those applications that we're using on our phones, app developers are are advanced and even in their development to make sure that it's also available for the Quest, make sure that it's developed for the Apple Vision
yes,
Pro. I met someone the other day and they were like, oh, this app, we're working on something so that it can be developed also for the Apple Vision Pro, and so it's we're here. We're
yes.
here. Is
Absolutely.
we are definitely here. Do you feel like there's like a pushback when it comes to developing on multiple platforms such as like Apple or like what's your experience like?
I don't feel like it's pushback. I would just say that I would say both each company, Meta and Apple, has made it where everything can be cross-platform.
Hmm.
I think after about a year, Meta's done a
Hmm.
good job as far as with working with companies like OpenXR.
Yes.
OpenXR is now compatible with Meta, and it's now starting to become compatible with Apple. So I really think each of those companies have done a great job to where now they're transitioning it for developers to make it easy for us to build apps for both platforms, which at the end of the day helps us help helps us service our customers even better. For customers who like an Apple product
Yes.
or a customer who likes a Meta product. So with my experience so
Yeah.
far, just from the beginning when I started up to now, I believe each company has done a good job following in lockstep with where the technology is going and
Yeah.
making everything easier for the developer.
That's great. So for a small business, since we're in that vein of small business, before we went live, y'all, we were just talking off camera about. I tagged Rex earlier today. I saw a post where there was a logo. It was a 3D logo, and it was like a 3D model of a logo, and you can see it in augmented reality. And I tagged you because I know we had this live coming up today, and I was thinking this would be awesome just to show people as let's just say you're a small business, you can share your brand, through augmented reality. But what are some other ways that you feel and that small businesses can use AR?
I would say for a small business owner for augmented reality, this actually opens it where now you're not limited by having your product or your service being marketed through a traditional website. I think
Mm-hmm.
now you're now able to actually give a visual of exactly what your business does out in the real world with their glasses on. Say for example, I'm walking down the street of New York City and I'm looking for a specific lawyer in this particular law practice. In my glasses, I'm automatically able to see, okay, this person has worked on these cases. It gives me a visual description of the cases that they won, the cases that they've done that that can be a benefit to me, and as well from an advertising standpoint. You can separate yourself from others out there by having virtual advertisements in your glasses, where now besides it just being a static commercial or an Instagram post. Now they can take you could turn your actual business or your commercial into a virtual experience. Something that your customer can latch on to, and it'll be a memorable experience. It'll be another
Uh,
memorable experience compared to just being another Instagram post or another
yeah.
ad on YouTube. Um, I think augmented reality takes the limitations of a phone and now it puts it out in the real world where now the world becomes sort of like your platform.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, City Girl put 100, and let me say welcome to City Girl, Lint Warrior. I see Hardy West has joined us. WL Drayden has joined us from IG. Thank you for chiming in. And if you have any feedback, feel free to feel free to share. If you have any feedback as well on this conversation, it's open. It's an open dialogue here, and specifically for small businesses. And so, Rex, I hear you. I 100% believe that what you're saying is absolutely true. I'm like City Girl 401, the 100. Like I 100% believe that. I'm a techie, some form. I'm a techie, right? I get that, but happens? What happens to the traditional business that relies on an old system of way of doing business? And this is foreign to them, because it does exist. So I just want to throw that out there, right? How can
Yeah.
those small business owners somehow um, still catch up, or some way still try to utilize it? Or do you recommend they just don't do it? Like what's your advice to those who feel that they're just not ready? They don't believe in the AR, or that it can transform their business.
I would say for a small business that uses legacy systems, I would say that look at look at look at what you do today and see if this is even a fit, because augmented and virtual reality is not going to always be a fit for a particular business. I think they can utilize it to be an extension of what they already do, but don't change your quote unquote secret sauce that makes your business go. I would say take what you do well already in your business and just use augmented and virtual reality as a way for people to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as replacing your business, I wouldn't recommend it to start with unless you really take a really deep look at your business and really see if it is a fit. And I would consult with a subject matter expert in augmented and virtual reality to give you the right advice rather than just say because it's the new thing, jump on it. You need to put your business to it. No, I would say take a good look at your business, and then from there make the decision after consulting with a
Yes.
augmented or virtual reality specialist.
Great, great. Thank you. Anyone interested in, let me just throw that out there. Anyone who's watching or even catching a replay who may be interested in incorporating AR with your business model, because that's what you're saying, possibly incorporating AR into the business model. Now, what I'm going to ask you, what are some examples that you have done with XR gaming that has helped small businesses?
Yes. So currently, right now, I'm working with a client. They're called the Sampler. They're they're a music platform. I help them as far with taking what they already do well on like a Horizon Worlds and so forth, and build an app that they can actually monetize themselves and actually get into the stores. That's one example, which increased their visibility, where now people know more about them and not limited to one platform. But I would say another great client that I had was 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 Black Solar by Black Solar Engineers. They're a company that helps small business know more about solar energy as far as with renewable energy. I built a virtual experience that that educates the user on renewable energy, giving them a virtual walkthrough of what nuclear energy could do, what solar can do, and as well with what electric cars can do. It really helped them as far as with giving their customer base a visual of just what renewable energy could do by utilizing virtual reality. That's one of many examples that I think a business can do.
Mhm.
You can really give them a full demonstration of what your business is capable of through virtual reality, because 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 to get customers, you really have to give them an experience that they can remember, and I think virtual
Yes,
reality can give them that experience.
I think so too. I definitely think so too. That was one of the main decision why I wanted to make sure that Loma Creative Services got a visibility in virtual reality, because I do believe
Mhm.
that it is an experience. Like when people go into the office, or even, let me give another example, even with thanks for joining us, City Girl and Burden of Proof. Lent Warrior says, I love the thought of being able to use AI to educate about lupus. Yes. So I'm
Yes.
an author, and one of the books that I published was titled Marketing. Oh, you says VR.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. One of the books that I published was Marketing Campaign Handbook, and I have the Marketing Campaign Handbook inside Loma Creative Services virtual reality office. And when you go in, you
Mhm.
actually can grab the book. And when you grab it, you can listen to inserts. You hear my voice, and I'm sharing inserts from the book. parts of the chapter about
Right.
marketing campaigns. Yeah. And so we were talking about experience. I see, I could see and hear people's reaction when they go in and they grab the book. They're like, oh man, this is awesome. But it's an experience. And um, I've noticed that, and I was just talking to someone last night. I hosted a Apple Vision Pro party after Apple's event, and I did it with all Apple Vision users. And one of the
Yep.
users I was talking to, I was like, we all were talking. Well, actually, we all were talking about the Gucci. I don't know if you ever experienced it, but in the Apple Vision
Yes,
Pro,
I
Gucci
did see
has,
that. Yes.
oh my God, Gucci has it's an experience. It's like
Yes,
if
it
I
is.
can explain it, it's an AR documentary, actually. It's like storytelling where products are coming wherever you are. You can grab the product. Like it's amazing AR. The graphics is outstanding, amazing. You grabbing shoes and purses. This plane it feels like it's in the room with you that goes over your head. Like it's an amazing, listen, I'm telling y'all, it's an experience. And I can definitely like agree with you on that. This is what I believe also, that VR, AR is allowing consumers to experience, businesses to experience. I mean, it's an experience, y'all. And this is why I wanted to invite you, so people can understand what it is, business owners can understand how they can use it and apply it as a business, not just when you think of gaming, most people are thinking about, oh man, this is just a game. It's something
Yeah.
to play with youth. I've heard it even with the VR headset when introducing it to adults, right? They're like, okay, I just thought it was a game. One guy was like, my son has this. I'm like, but you can use it for your business. And so there's an education piece to it, because most parents and grandparents are like, oh, my kids have that, and they're thinking gaming. And I wanted you to come on to express that no, like Lit Warrior says, Salathia, she's a nonprofit founder. And I just recently introduced her and another nonprofit founder to VR and let them know that they can share their mission and their vision in AR. So right now she's, in the stage of building lupus awareness in virtual reality, letting her know this is a thing. It's not something that
Yes.
we're gaming on, but you can create experiences for audiences that are in virtual reality. So, yeah, I think this is great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is
And
great.
I would like to touch on I would like to touch with artificial intelligence because
Hmm.
I know the rave right now, everyone's hearing about artificial
Yes,
intelligence and everything. So
yes.
I would like to say this that, to everybody, that artificial intelligence is just the platform for artificial intelligence is the metaverse, is mixed reality, augmented reality, virtual reality. What you see today as far as with artificial intelligence, it's being the phone and web is now the platform for artificial intelligence. But where AI is really going to take off is in augmented virtual reality and as well mixed reality because it's able to gather more data. Meaning from the standpoint of it's going to make your apps better. It's going to make your experiences better. It's gonna allow you to actually be able to build better virtual experiences that you probably couldn't really build by yourself because it gets more data. It's able to spit out more data and it's able to actually improve upon your experiences for your business. That's the reason why I say artificial intelligence isn't something to be afraid of. I would say it's something to embrace with virtual mixed and augmented reality.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I agree. I recently just had a meeting with one of our clients, and we were discussing just her website and her one of her new websites, and we were discussing, how we're using AI to even assist with the content, the website copy, and to assist us even with like some of the structures of the site that she needed help on as far as the wording and stuff. And we were just using it as a moment of education that, listen, these are tech tools that we can use. It's not, it's not something um, that can be used just for one purpose, but multiple purposes. And I see, as you're talking, you're, you're saying, it can be something that can be used all together, AI, AR. And I'm glad that you're breaking that down because for a traditional small business owner, right now, AI is so popular that, that's what we're seeing. That's what we're hearing. Like GPT, when Chat GPT got
ChatGPT.
advertised, oh my God, like it was all over the place. Everybody was like, oh, have you heard of Chat GPT? And there were so many people that were trying to, figure it out, try to utilize it, what to use it for, the prompts, being more educated with the prompts and how the prompts could be used, how they can use it for their businesses. And now you have the AR. So I'm glad we're having this conversation to, to describe what this is, and how all of this can be used for business. Because, like I said, um, as a traditional small business who's trying to, or small business owner who's trying to grow in business, a lot of times this circle or this space of small businesses don't have this. I won't say they won't have. I won't say that the small businesses don't have the exposure to the information, but I feel like a lot of small businesses are working, just working, trying to fill in the gaps, trying to make sure that there's a workflow of business that a lot of times getting it with AR or AI or VR, sometimes it's the last thing that they are actually implementing in their business.
And
So
also,
that's
and
why I
also,
wanted
I
to do
think,
this.
with small business as they use
Mm-hmm.
AI or where AI is being pushed right now is that artificial intelligence in many ways is being misunderstood from the standpoint
Mm,
of it's supposed to replace a job when really it's supposed to enhance a job.
yes,
Um, because at the end of the day, artificial intelligence is a tool. It's a tool
yes,
that can help you do your job more efficiently. I think from an education standpoint is really where the disconnect is for small business because
mm,
artificial intelligence artificial intelligence right now is really being pushed as something to be afraid of. I think it's something to be embraced for your business. It actually saves more time for your for your business to be to be able to focus on other parts of your operations that 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 I would say needs more attention. Um, so I would say from a small business standpoint, artificial intelligence can actually be a benefit where it allows you to run a much more efficient and leaner company.
yes, yes, yes. It surely does. I've seen where this is definitely true for Loma Creative Services. Like I said, even today, just educating one of our clients, it is definitely a game changer. And I see Alicia said something, I wanted to highlight that. Hey, Alicia. Says, and it's nothing new. It's been around from voice assistants like Alexa to biometrics and facial
Correct.
profiling at the airport and stoplights. It's just evolving. Yes,
Correct.
we all must be responsible digital citizens and advocate for accessibility and responsibility for all. Hey, girl, definitely coming out to support you. Yes, thank you so much, sis. You're so awesome. Thank you so much for your support. Listen, and for those who have some comments, even on the other platforms, you are welcome. We are now on Twitch, we are on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. So listen, all of you guys, even on YouTube, if you have something that you want to share, see you guys in the IG. I see Burden of Proof, you have joined us. Lint Warrior and IG have joined us. Deborah, hey girl, I see you in a few weeks. We are headed to Kenya. Speaking of technology, we're going to be providing some great technology tools and leadership tools to Kim Tech College in Kenya. Listen, Rex, I'm excited because none of them in the school has ever, well, actually, one. There's a Dr. Thomas who experienced VR, virtual reality, but he was in the States, and I let him put on one of
Okay.
the VR headsets, and oh my God, he was talking to some people, got a chance to meet. He loved the experience, and so actually, everyone else in that whole town, everyone in that city has never ever experienced virtual reality, and so I'm excited about that. Yes, girl, Africa, here we come. And so we are going to, expose the community and the technology school to the technology, of virtual reality. So this is so
Yes.
exciting, and I'm so happy Deborah is joining us. But so yeah, I mean, it's here. It is here, and even as it relates to the school, I was sharing with a couple of the directors, even of the tech school, like if we're going to be, and I'm the chairperson of the Kenya school, and I was sharing with the other team. I said, if we're going to be titled tech school, we must be ahead and learn, we shouldn't be behind with technology.
Absolutely.
We should be there and ahead of what's happening. And so this is what prompted me to share with the others even about VR leadership, and so we are. I gotta join y'all on the trip 20. Listen, let's go, let's go. I know for sure 2025 I will be in Nigeria, and I do plan to go back to Kenya, of course. So let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, Alicia. VR headset already packed. Oh, let's do this. Yes. So yeah, so I it's here. And like I said, Rex, when it comes to small business, for me, this is some of the spaces that I'm often in. One of them are faith communities. And another of them is, small business owners, mid-sized businesses who are evolving and growing. Hey, yada yada, and Miss T, thank you for joining us in VR. Um, and I can see that a lot of times those communities are missing the advancement of technology. Like I've seen some people who still have the iPhone 9 or the iPhone, like I'm like, hey, upgrade. If you're a business owner, you should have at least an updated phone. If not every year, every other year, you should have some advancement. I remember teaching a class, Rex, and one lady phone was so old that she couldn't scan my QR code. Because the newer phones, they automatically
Yeah,
have,
yeah, the
yeah,
computer.
because the older phones didn't used to do that. You had to get an app, you had to get a QR code reader
Yep.
app, and that allowed you. Well, that's what she had to do. Her phone was that old. And I'm like, you're a small business owner. You should have a way where if you're in a networking, you're mixed with networking, a next networking group, you should be able to grab your camera on your phone and to scan that QR code, because a traditional business owner now in 2024 won't carry a traditional print card, but they will
Mhm.
more than likely have something where there's a QR code there, or some way where there's some type of scan or code. And so this is my example that I feel like even here with AR, a lot of times um, we can be outdated. And so this is why we're doing this and educating you guys as small businesses. So anything else you want to say, Rex? We are closer to the time,
Um,
but
yes,
anything you got coming up with X-Rec Gaming?
yes, yes.
Okay.
So first, I want to touch on just a few of the classes that are available for small business, because many people don't know a lot about these companies. I would say that for if you're looking to build an app for augmented reality, MetaQuest already has pass through where you're able to actually build for that. I would start building for Meta first, see what's available, see some of the apps that are available right now in the MetaQuest App Store that's around mixed reality / augmented reality. and start building for that because that's more of the I would say more of the more of the popular store, and then I would move to companies like X Real. X Real specific to augmented reality glasses. Um, Very affordable. Their most expensive glasses is $600, which which for a small business, I would say because of the benefits of having your content on a platform that's rather new, and also they're actually looking for small business. They're looking for small business to actually integrate their business to their glasses, which you being with you being an expert in the small business community can be of huge benefit to have such a wide audience like that, particularly for a company like that that's 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 out there catering for small business. And I would say for at the enterprise level, look at the Magic Leap augmented reality glasses. It's cross-platform. You could build for that and build for Meta as well. Um, but that,
Oh,
but
can I
not
say
yes, Niantic,
something?
yes, yes,
So,
Niantic too. Yep.
yeah. Oh, great, great. Yeah, she's an AR. She's an AR professional as well. Listen, so I'm glad you said that. I wanted to cut you off for just a minute though. So you're talking about the Leap glasses. Can we touch a little bit about affordability? Because I'm almost certain the Leaps are like 15, 2,000 range.
Yes, 2,500. Yes,
Okay, so 2000 you so we're talking 2,500, right? For average small business, how, let's talk affordability. How does that make
yes,
financial sense for a small business?
yes. So fortunately for Magic Leap, you don't really need a device to build for it. They like for Unity, they do have a very great simulator if you want to build a solution for those glasses. It does make great financial sense from the standpoint of companies like companies like Magic Leap are looking for solutions that they can help you license out to other companies if it's a fit. The reason why I say
Okay.
that because much of your intellectual property that you build for Magic Leap, you could you could possibly license out to other companies. I really think that but I would recommend first start looking at your business first and see if it's a fit. I wouldn't say Magic Leap would be the first choice, but I would say looking at your company, seeing what it does, see if you could build a solution that that can be licensed. That's really the most important part. But affordability, I would say from an affordability standpoint, start with Meta, start with X Real specifically. X Real really touches both the consumer and the small business market. I definitely would start with the X Real glasses and as well as Niantic too.
So I'm not familiar with the Niantic. What is Niantic? I've never heard of Niantic.
Yes, Niantic if you've seen Pokemon Go, it's similar to they I believe the intellectual property is now under them, but they were the ones who started that Pokemon Go rave at that time. I'm sure you remember
Yeah,
during that
I
time when
remember that.
everybody was using Pokemon Go all around the city
Yes.
trying to catch them all. Um, I would say they're both mobile based more so. Um, they are compatible with glasses like X Real now, but I would
Okay.
say they're more mobile based. Um,
Mhm.
I would say from an affordability standpoint and as well as availability, I would say Niantic is definitely a good augmented reality option for your business because it touches consumers and it does give you the same capabilities as having glasses on, but you do have it on your phone.
Okay. Thanks for sharing, Alicia. Yeah, I have never heard of
Niantic.
Niantic. So great. Okay, good. Good. So you touched a little bit about, I heard Unity. Um now you may be talking to an audience of people who don't know what Unity is, nor
Yes.
Blender. So you do realize that, right? You're just going on and
Yes.
on. But can you explain what Unity is?
Yes. So Unity 3D is the software specific to building apps for augmented virtual reality. Unity 3D is a platform that I use to build my app experiences for.
Send
And
me
as
your
well as
details.
and as well as help. And as well as the Unreal Engine, I use Unreal Engine as well. Unreal Engine and Unity 3D are the two largest platforms as far as with building, as far from a software perspective for building your own augmented and virtual reality experiences. Unity is more compatible to more devices. That's the reason why I say Unity 3D. If you're speaking with a developer, I definitely would look at Unity 3D first before Unreal Engine, but definitely Unreal Engine and Unity 3D are the primary platforms for building any type of augmented or virtual reality experience.
Okay, great. Yeah, yeah. I see help and teachers. Yeah, listen. That's why I said let's bring it back because remember I told you off camera. Like this may be
Yes,
on IG. I'm live on Loman CSVR. There's a community of virtual reality and even some app developers. So they understand the language, but the questions or the helps definitely may come
yes,
from Facebook, from people who aren't in the space of AR or just learning about AI. I just talked to someone recently who just heard what Chat GPT was, and so you have a lot of the small business owners that need you, Rex, by the way,
yes,
that
yes,
aren't as familiar, like Alicia, who's amazing and are familiar with these AR tools, but there are some small business owners who have never experienced it, never even experienced VR, never put on a headset, don't know what it is. And so I wanted to, bring this more like I would say a step one to what it is, the education part of it, and how it can be used for a business, how it can make sense. Yeah, she said yes, that'd be me. Yeah, and so I wanted to, yeah, exactly what I was saying earlier. Yes, Salida, yes, so true because welcome, Salida, welcome. So yeah, this is what I mean. There are some yeah, and this is what the comments are going so fast, but I wanted you guys to see. By the way, keep it coming. But I wanted you guys to understand that we are here and there are companies like Nike, Gucci, you have McDonald's, these companies that you may have heard of, but they are using these tools. And so, to me, I feel sometimes that these larger companies are taking advantage of these tools. And a lot of these engines are free, right? As far as I know,
mm,
is it Blender? Blender, which one of those are open
yes,
source?
Blender,
Is it Blender? And so
Blender.
it's available, but the knowledge is not there. And so I wanted to have these conversations because it's happening, but there are small businesses that aren't aware that it's happening. And this is why I wanted to make sure that we are aware of what AR is. I know people have heard of AI. It's recently been mainly advertised, but what is AR and how can AR be used for business? Yes, Bernice and I met when you put my 76-year-old grandma in VR. Listen, it was so awesome to see her. Oh my God, it was amazing. We all were like, hey, grandma. But thank you for bringing these discussions to light because it's so necessary. Yes, and thank you for sharing because I didn't know about the other platforms. So I'm definitely going to check out Niantic. So I learned something, as I always do, from you, Alicia. She says, can't forget Blender, but that's a whole another drama. And Unreal is more towards
Yes,
gaming engine for sure. Yeah, but and I'm glad you said that, Alicia, as far as like the gaming, just the word, the terminology gaming, because
mhm,
like I said earlier, when people or even like business owners, leaders who are working their business, they are. they're leaders, they're coaching, they're CEOs, they're founders, they're maybe nonprofit founders. They're doing their work, but some of them, well, a lot of them are thinking that this is just gaming. Like I've heard this when trying to expose even virtual reality. People are like, is that a game? My son has that, or my daughter has that, or my grandchild. I'm like, okay, it can be used for gaming, but there are people that are actually meeting that need your services. You can develop your products and your business, your brand, your ministry, your company, and people are already doing that. And so this is why we need these conversations, because there is a lack of knowledge per se, that this is already happening. And so yes, like Dana says, yes, teach us because it is needed.
Teachers.
Right,
Yes, for
right.
sure.
So I didn't want to miss some of these comments. Alicia says, I definitely have some ed tech AR ideas I want to explore, but I'm AR
Big
gang all
sector.
day.
Very big
Let's
sector.
make it happen. Let's make it
Very
happen.
big sector.
Yes. Yeah. And check out Zapper Central that helps you create automations
That's
and do
another.
tasks for you. Great. So thank you, thank you. Let me see who else. Oh yes, I have a gamer in my house listening in. Yes, that's Janae. Yes, but listen, I mean it's a whole entire industry. Like gaming in itself is a whole
Yeah.
entire industry. It has its own lane. That I really believe that, like such as Janae, parents and grandparents should invest in their youth in doing as well, because it is a whole, man, I mean, there's such a need for app developers and engineers. If you guys look at a lot of these tech companies, it's such a great need all across the world, not just US, but all across the world. So definitely, if you get an opportunity where you can invest into your youth to learn this, oh, definitely. By the way, do you teach, Rex? We may have some people here that wanted their, children, any youth or community that want to learn.
Yes, absolutely. So the way I teach, which I'm going to be starting on Horizon Worlds.
Hmm.
I do have a world release coming up very soon. So
Good.
what I'll be doing is I'll be doing sessions as far as we're teaching them on. It'll be project based. We'll start with a basic project, building for VR, and then we'll just take what we learn in VR. We'll build it into an app that they can monetize themselves. Um, that because I believe the way I learned, what made me good at it was I built something and I got my confidence getting it into the store. Once you build something and you
Yes.
see it in the store and it's something and you're like, wow, I have something in the store that like I can sell or I can make better. Um,
Yes.
I think that always builds confidence in the youth. Just building something that like they can get in the store, they can share with their friends. You never know. They might have the next big game or the next big app. So
Yes.
we'll be doing that. I'll be doing that in the next few weeks. My world release will be very soon. I'll be announcing it on Instagram. But yeah,
Awesome. I'll be
I
there.
definitely will. I definitely will be. I definitely will be teaching. I definitely will be teaching kids how to actually get started in virtual and augmented reality.
Yeah, that exactly what I was gonna say, Alicia. Yes, keep us posted. Cynthia says, yes, the new world age is here. I'm just a Facebook and I'm ready to learn. Yeah, and I know Cynthia, she's a minister that she prays often and bring people into worship and prayer as a minister. And just imagine this, Minister Thomas, imagine how you can even just like a prayer book, like allow that to be
Mhm.
AR, and where they can actually grab it and experience it. The prayer book. I mean, it's so much that you can do what you're doing, but bringing it more into an argumentative. I mean, I've seen this as a big opportunity for creativity, innovative. There are things that you can think of in virtual reality that I mean, it may not be as so possible in reality, but
Yeah.
it's just amazing. Like you can, I mean, you could be a unicorn. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much that you can, you can do. You can teach, like your prayers. You literally can like be on a unicorn teaching prayers. Like it's so much that you
If
can
you
do.
look on
Flying
and it
out.
and if you go on Horizon, I don't mean to cut you off, but if you go on Horizon Worlds
Yeah.
on Sundays, there is ministries actually on Horizon Worlds that's
Yes.
really successful. Um,
Yes.
I would say I would say as far as from as far as with faith based, I would say utilize as much as the digital tools as you can, because much of the youth is going to places like Horizon Worlds. They're
Yes.
spending more time on Horizon Worlds actually than actually going
Yes.
outside. So I
Yes.
think I think a platform like Horizon Worlds, utilizing the VR chat and even building your own platform, can be like can be super vital to your ministry and as well as for your business.
Yes, listen. So Janae, I get her girls sometimes, and this is Janae who says this. It's exciting, and one. Uh, so I had them recently, maybe a month, 2 months ago, and I asked them. They had an opportunity to choose what their fun day was. So I said I had VR headsets, or we can go to do the go karts, right? I mean, pizza
Yeah,
and go karts, or I
yeah.
order the pizza and we have VR. What do you guys think they chose? Y'all want to guess what they chose? I was like, no go karts and pizza. They was like, no, they
No go
wanted to do
karts.
VR. They wanted to do VR, and so that's what we did. We did virtual reality games, and had a great time, and just ordered pizza. And I'm telling you, listen, yeah, pizza and VR all day. Children are there, and I don't know if you saw the promotion that I recently was sharing, but even with my children's book, I relaunched it in Horizon World. So it's been in Horizon Worlds. The front cover of the children book has been in Horizon Worlds for 2 years, but I recently hired a team to come on to expand it to the other chapters and to retweet. Literally, they've taken my vision and did amazing things with the background of the book. Literally, children in Horizon Worlds can go through and experience each chapter of my children's book. This is what I'm telling you, what VR can expand, and you can literally do a lot of great things in creativity. So not only will they be I'm gonna give you an example. Like one parts of the book, the little girl mother and father takes her to the bank. So I wanted to bring more of a also a financial literacy a part of the book as well. And so one of the pages, the little girl is going to the bank with her parents. Well, guess what? There's a car where the kids can literally in the VR can get in the car and ride. There's a bank they literally can walk in. The scripture is working on where the children are completing the application. They can see their number and their name. Like literally, these things is it's amazing to me. That is so
Yes.
amazing what can be done just from just from that. Yeah, I can't wait to check it out. Listen, you're gonna love it. So they're amazing. They've given me opportunity where I can look and see the progress. I was just in earlier. I was like, this is so amazing. That's the bed where the little girl was kneeled down with her mother. Literally, I'm in that space that the kids can experience with the book. And so I'm just sharing this. This is what can happen. Like I read earlier what Deborah was saying about her wheels are turning with her book. She's a publisher. Like imagine you can do the same and even more, with your authors that you're publishing, like giving that experience, even with AR. Like if you're sharing something and you're writing something about an experience, you literally can take people through that experience of that book. Like take people in that can be a reality, a augmented reality. And this is what I'm
Half of
saying. Tech,
I'll say this about especially authors. authors
Yes.
are probably the best. Authors are probably the best creators of mixed and augmented and virtual reality. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the start to a good app is always a good story. As far as we're making the story compelling, because when I was in a hackathon. That was the first thing they told us was that write write the story first and then make the app. Because you're because
Mm.
all of because 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 many authors are good at writing a good story. What makes a good story? That's half the battle right there. It really just comes down to taking what you wrote and put it in the code and translate it into an experience for mixed, augmented, and virtual reality. Which honestly, I kind of we need more. We need more good writers in the
Mm-hmm.
virtual reality space. We need it's so much room for it because we don't have any good apps without great writers. So
Yes.
I would say it's definitely a lane for great authors like yourself.
Yes, yes. I listen, y'all. Come on, we need y'all. And like Alicia says, create a prayer space and spatial, free, easy to learn. My church has a metaverse campus in spatial. I serve on the team. Check it out. Oh, definitely. Listen, you holding out. I didn't know that. Definitely will check it out. Now I knew about spatial. I didn't know your I didn't know your church has the metaverse campus, so I'll definitely check it out. Yes, definitely. Let's see. They are moving to more gaming, but you can make your space what you want and have a free app so you can access the world from your phone. Yes, laptop, no headsets required. Yes, I love it. Now, what I would say though, from my experience, I prefer the headset. I've been in, spatial worlds, and I've seen it. There's another app that I was also using for business, and I was trying to get familiar with and look through it and stuff. And I'm like, okay, it's okay, but I really love that immersive experience. Um, I this is just me. I love that immersive, even with the Apple Vision Pro that I have. I've I love those immerse moments. Like even though I
Yes.
see the spatial photos and the videos, I often look top right is that immersive option. And I'm normally immersed in it because I can feel like I'm there. And it isn't like you said earlier, it is an experience. And I love that. I love to be able to experience it. And that is what I feel that stands that's the stand apart moment for business when you are using AR. It's the experience. That's literally what we've been talking about all this time, this hour. You've been talking about that it's an experience. Yeah, VR, the children love learning new technology. Yes, listen, I'm telling y'all, it is amazing. I can't wait for you to check it out. Yeah, I told you behind it. I don't know why you're amazing. AR worksheets and color pages. I've been working on some for early. So we gotta connect. We gotta do something. You can also create AI talking avatars. Listen, I gotta get you on. How about you come on one day, Alicia, and we just gotta talk.
Yeah, please.
Don't be hiding. I'm telling you because it's so needed. That knowledge that you have, that you both have, and so many others have. There are people who have not even thought about this is what can be done and that can be used, but it's happening. And like you said, your church, Alicia, is already using it, and there are other churches, like you said, Rex, that are already doing well in the metaverse. But there are some churches and small business owners I don't even know that could happen. That could even
Yeah,
be
you don't know how.
another campus. You know what I'm saying? And so this is
Yes,
why these connections are, or this talk is needed. Just to absolutely
yes,
also think people feel isolated if they don't have a headset. Okay. Yeah, maybe cost.
yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
agree with that.
understandable.
Yeah, I agree with that. And even one client I was working on, created her a space in Horizon World. She's a coach. She has a Christian Institute. Big shout out to P4 Institute. You guys can even go through Horizon Worlds. You can see the space is a small community space there in Horizon Worlds called P4 Coaching Institute, where she helps Christian leaders, Christian women, and helping them with to become a certified coach. And I created a space. She was so excited, got her headset, and she
Yeah.
felt sick. And her doctor told her to immediately do not get on that headset. She had vertigo. So we had to come up with a creative way. We had to come up with a creative way where she could still experience VR somehow, or at least that experience. And so that's when I exposed her to work rooms. So she got an
Work
opportunity to
rooms.
connect with
Yeah,
people there.
Horizon work
Yeah,
rooms.
because with Horizon work rooms, you can join through Zoom. So she got a chance to
Yep.
connect with professionals there through Zoom. We started doing some sessions with her school through Horizon work rooms. But I just kept worlds up, for those who may want to still come experience. It's still exposure for her. But I say that to say this with what Alicia was sharing, that yes, there are some people that may not have the headset, and even for that purpose, maybe they have vertigo, or may feel some kind of way when they have the headset. But
Motion,
there's still some
motion
options. Yeah,
sickness. Yeah.
yeah, motion sickness, but there's still some options. So yes, I like that. Yeah, listen, this is the new brick and mortar. I'm telling
It's
you.
the brick
Yes,
and mortar.
it is. It
Perfect way.
is. No, I'm giving you 2 weeks, lady. Get it together. 2 weeks. Send me your headshot. We're gonna get you on this live. 2 weeks. Y'all see this? But any last words that you like to share? Let's wrap this. Free game. If you wear
um,
glasses, get your prescription written for your headset as well. Yes. Oh, I
yes,
love
that's
that.
super important. Super important. That's a super important point right there.
Hmm.
I would say to close, um, don't feel like because you're not a developer, you can't be a part of this. As I said earlier, we need writers, we need creative people who have big ideas, or and as well as people who are artists of all kind. From the standpoint of painters, we need musicians, we need everybody who's anybody to take their skills and bring it to this world. Because without you, us as developers, we won't know what to build. Um, and I would say is do your research first and see if it's a fit for your business, before you jump head first and say I'm going to build the next big art platform. Really take a step back and really see if it's something that you really want to do, because the metaverse, quote unquote, is a big commitment. And I would say that it really requires a lot of commitment to really stay the path while everybody's really just starting to get it. Um, I would just close with that, is to just stay consistent, stay on the path, and always really and always try to feel like you like you really have a place in this, because we really need you. Us developers, we really need you. We really need a lot of creative people to make this happen. And it's wide open. It's plenty of room for everybody.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing it. And I tagged you. So once this live is over, you'll get the tag. I just tagged your name, so that you guys can know who Rex is, also, even on Facebook, and stay connected with him. Alicia, 2 weeks. I'm not playing. Get it together. Get it together. You got 2 weeks to be an introvert. Yeah, let's have this dialogue, because you have so much to offer. That you have so much to offer publicly. Yes, ma'am. That I do believe that the world needs to know, especially small business, faith communities, and even any level size of business can definitely use your expertise. And I want to say, Rex, you are amazing. Listen, we got to do this again. I want to be able to let
Yes.
people see some of the gaming experience, let them know how they can. We're hearing, but what are where can they stay connected with you, learn about your
Yes.
apps, and all
Mhm.
that great stuff?
Yes. You can follow me on Instagram, Rex REX underscore GAT 102. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me there. If you're on Horizon Worlds, you can find me on Rex underscore exec REX underscore XZEC. Um, Reach out to me anytime. If you have a question about augmented or mixed reality, I do have a link in my bio to all of our apps for the MetaQuest App Lab Store, the mixed reality and virtual reality, and it can just kind of give you an idea of what you can create yourself. But yeah, reach out to me there. I'm an open book.
That's good.
I definitely would. I definitely would love to connect with all of you.
Yeah. So what I just thought of as well, I've tagged you in the video, so make sure that you also go back when once you get the tag and add in your link. So um,
Yes.
everyone can go and just click on it. It can be easy. Click and they can go to it and learn more and stay connected, you know. So that's great. Thank you
Yes.
guys. It's been great.
Absolutely.
Thank you again, Rex. This was amazing. And you guys have an awesome, awesome night.
Great. Thank you. It was a pleasure.